welcome to this tutorial on the SkyCiv API and how we're going to launch a model in S3D from your solutions. So it's fairly easy to do through the API, so we're going to go through this guided tour to show you exactly how you can use this feature. One of the most convenient and powerful features of the API is that it actually generates your structural analysis model for you, so being able to review that in the S3D UI is a really powerful feature that you can use in your solutions if you need to review the model, or even through the development stage you might want to review and see what your solution is actually building. And the easiest way to do that is through the S3D UI. Today I'm going to use JavaScript as the main language, but you can do this from Python or C#, and I'll walk us through exactly how we're doing that. I'm using JS Fiddle as well. This is the HTML, the CSS, and this is the main script. So this is mainly what we'll be focusing on, and this is the UI that I can just launch or test that feature out. So I've got some model data. So this is just my structural model. It's just a simple frame. So this is what we'll be building and then launching in S3D. And then the main functionality is here under the button click. So I've just attached it to this button click. And what we're going to do is make the most of this file.save function. So my main sort of API functions that I'm running is starting this S3D session, S3D model set. So I'm going to set the model that I had above, and then I'm going to save the model. And so it's mainly built around this. You can choose a file name and a path of where in your cloud storage you want to save that model to, so you can always come back to it. And what this returns to us is a link that we can click and visit to launch the S3D UI with this model already loaded. So really all you need to do in your solution is add in this function. So I've got it as my 01, my second index, so it's going to be important a bit later on. But you can add that anywhere in your sort of process, in your function list. But I've added it as my second index, i.e. my third, and then I'm going to go ahead and call the AJAX function. So I'm going to call the API here, and then we're going to respond with some functionality. So when I return with that link, I'm going to automatically launch that link using this window.open. And just some other things. So when I am creating the file path, quite a good way to store these models are based on, say, year or month. So I like to put these sorts of projects into folders, and you can do that through the model.save function. So my file name is just the project name. This can obviously be dynamic, and you can override the latest model if you need to, or you can put in a random generated key there if you don't want that sort of behavior. And then I've got a file path. I'm actually sharing this to my shared enterprise folder, so that enables all the other engineers that are under my enterprise folder to access this model. You can always save it to your root file if you want to keep that private. But in this case, we've got a team of engineers working on these projects, so I'm going to save it to my shared enterprise folder, and I'm going to put it in some specific area or folder, subfolder if I need to. And then I'm sort of organizing them by month and year as a sort of easy, quick way to find those models later. So I'll go ahead and run that. And what I'm going to do is it's going to return back with this save model link, so I can see data functions 2, and the response there, the data response, is going to give me my URL of where that file is going, and I can see it's launching already. And that's it. It's opened up the model. It's saved it to this particular project. So if I go open this project file, I can see is saved into, looks like the August file, and I've saved it there. So I can always access this later through my UI, but also it's automatically launched, and I can start reviewing my model, running analysis or design checks, or do anything I need to complete the design process there. So I hope that helps. It's fairly easy to do. So just simply add in that s3d.file.save anywhere in your code, and I always recommend storing that model sort of as like an href sort of link there, so I can always launch this later, and if you don't want it to automatically open, you can just save it as a link there, and then I can click and launch that at any time. So I hope that helps. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions at support@skyciv.com. Otherwise, hope to see you on the platform. Thanks.